talking about, election night 2016. Guys, we're going to have to keep this to 2.5 minutes apiece so everybody can talk, and we're going to start, Chuck, down there in Miami with you. You got the floor.
Well, Ernie, it's been kind of shell shock, to be honest with you, the last 48 hours with Mr. Trump becoming the president. I was in shock, I'm not going to lie. I was totally surprised at the election results. That being said, you know, we got to move on. I was disappointed because my candidate didn't win, number one. But like I say, it's over now. He's going to be the president of the United States. We have to respect the office, and we have to give him a chance. That's the bottom line. You know, somebody always loses an election. You know, we've been fortunate. We won the last couple with President Obama. We didn't win this one. But like I say, I respect the office of President of the United States, and we have to give him a chance. Everything he said in the past, that's water under the bridge. And we have to give him a chance, and we have to support him because he's the president of the United States of America.
All right, let's go to Kenny now, Jet.
Well, I think, you know, again, a lot of people are in shock, but I think the one thing is that you just can't be naive to think that anybody who voted for him is a racist or a narcissist or anything other, or any kind of ism. But you still have to acknowledge that he made so many of those misogynistic, racist remarks and narcissistic remarks. You have to acknowledge that. And that's what's, I think, disheartening to the people who did not vote for him, like myself, is this disheartening because it feels like he enabled the workers of iniquity. Those people who don't really understand the bigger value. And so he gave them a forum and a platform that typically they don't have. And it felt like that you lock arms with them over policy, over your moral line. And I felt that the moral line for me, it wasn't about a Republican vote or a Democratic vote for me, Ernie. Obviously, it was about, he had crossed a moral line ethically that regardless of the policies that I wanted to be in place, I couldn't be locked armed with because of those things that he did. And that's where I think, you know, I've been an NBA player and a black man for a long time. And I know how to take a loss. And I know how to get up from a loss and know. But when I'm misled or I feel abused in that process, then I'm going to feel a certain way. And that's what you see the repercussions of what's going on today is the workers of iniquity are locked arms with him. And he has to change that, and I'll give it to Shaq. And I think the last thing, he has to change that because he has to make it inclusive, but it's very tough for him because, Shaq, I think this, it's kind of, I liken it to the guy who's a narcissist in high school, and he wins the homecoming king. He really doesn't get humble after that. And so he has to change that direction and be more inclusive for sure.
Everyone was in shock, Ernie. We live in a democracy. I'm 45 years old, and the world is more divided now than it's ever been. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's my hope and prayer that him, as the leader of the free world, bring people closer together. It's kind of hard to believe that a guy with no political experience is the president of the United States. You know, that's what's really hard to believe. And, you know, I agree with Chuck. We have to give him a chance to do his job. You know, candidate Trump made a lot of promises. Now we just hope that President-elect Trump, soon to be President Trump, hopefully he can make this world a better place for us to live in. But everybody was in shock, but it's over and done. We live in a democracy. He won. He's the president. Now we have to give him a chance.
You know,